Hey guys, new video here. I just woke up. Thought I'd make this video because I need to go to the gym. Then I need to stream in like 3 hours. So, Magic 5 video. I don't care about all like the details and nonsense. I'm gonna post the numbers below. You can just scroll down below the video. You'll see the child's the child. Sorry, just woke up. The chow's value numbers, and let's get right into it. Okay, YouTuber here. Let's just jump right into it. All right, so I have, if I go into my character tab here, I have 66 quant. If I add the 15 given that I shock, or sorry, if I freeze most of the enemies, 66 plus 15 is 81. I have 81 quant. I'm running tests of 72 toxic sewers on each one of these, and the reason I'm doing 72 is just because in a map tab, that's just how many are in the map, right? It's just for ease of use and stuff like that, right? I do know that, like, you know, you need to run bajillions of these, right? Like way more than just one test of each to get proper results. But I just wanted to do this for myself to see how I felt running these different, I guess, scenarios of Magic Find, seeing what felt the best to me, what didn't feel good, and seeing if the numbers like showed anything. I've done this before in previous leagues. I didn't really release any of the data, so I'm pretty sure I know what feels good to me now. So don't take these numbers as like, you know, you have to do this thing for the most efficiency, right? Because like even Toxic Sewer is not the most efficient thing, but I focus more on the fun aspect. So how I would roll them is because like Chisels, Alchemies, Scours, all these things are really cheap. I don't put these into the cost because I roll every single map on the base level the same way. 4 Chisels right now because Chisels are 4-1. Alchemy, Scour, and then Scour, Alch again. If I get a Ellie Reflect, I won't do Ellie Reflect, and so I'll have to reroll that. But because my mind says that I'm gonna roll and I'm gonna use these orbs anyways, no matter what. I'm gonna take these out of the thing because it doesn't matter what I'm running. I have to use those. So the only difference is like for if I run 72 beyond only, no whales, or whale only and no beyond, or beyond and whale, the cost is obviously the minus there. I put it right there. So for beyond only, 72 times 4 Chow's orbs per roll. So I ended up with 734 Chow's value after 72 maps, and then when I ran a whale only map, so no beyond on it, just so the cost, I guess the actual cost is just the 72 whales. And the reason I'm minus 72 is because currently whales and chows are exactly the same. Now I'll talk about that later because I think something's going to happen to them. But and then beyonding and whaling 72 maps, I got obviously the cost is 288 times 2, right? Because it's the same, because when you have a whaled map, for those of you guys that don't know, the map device takes 4 chows and 4 whales. So you need to have both of them for the whaled map. So the cost was 568 chows, and so here are the values for our 72 maps. And it was pretty much like from what I did last week, it was slightly different, but like within an acceptable range. So beyond, if I run 72 maps beyond only, another thing that I took out, I took out essences. I took out what's it called? Splinters, because like those are just like 10, like I think it's like 10% chance per map, right? For like the stuff like that. So those I felt like were too random. I did leave maps in. I know that like there's huge variation in the actual map rolls and quantity and stuff like that. Excuse me, I shouldn't do this when I wake up. I know that there's huge variances in the actual map rolls quantity, map mods. If you get like more rare mobs and it's combined with beyond, it's kind of crazy, right? But I didn't drop anything too crazy. Like on each of these, I dropped like an Exalt. On some, I had items that, like a Wise Oak, a Belly that would sell for like 8 to 12 to 20 C, and I would put that back into that stash tab, selling all the 6 sockets so that they could be converted to jewelers. And so they were all actually pretty even. What I like about this is that although they are pretty even, there's some things to say about the feel of the Magic Find. So Magic Find, as everyone knows, I don't really like Magic Find, but I feel like I'm losing out when I'm not doing it, and it goes towards a goal of like playing other more expensive builds later in the league. So let's first talk about Beyond. Beyond only is great because that once you're done rolling your X number of map pool that you're gonna run, you know you don't have to double check that. So the rolling is easier. All you gotta do is scour out to the ones you don't like, and then like put them back into the map pool, and it's just super simple, right? Four chows. And it just feels good. And then beyond, you can definitely feel the beyond. Even obviously you're gonna get some double beyonds, which will be like really crazy, but the regular beyonds are for sure noticeable. You especially if you have a headhunter, maybe you get a Xerpes, maybe you use 2 inspired learnings even, you're definitely gonna feel the difference between a beyonded and a non-beyonded in any situation. Now there are maps that are more spread out, so Toxic Sewer, if the mobs spawn, they might be clustered closer together, and the way beyond works is that if they have a chance to spawn a portal, you spawn enough portals, they coagulate, and then boom, big monster pops up. And I'm using a quantity Shaper Amulet, not a Bisco's, because across all these tests I'm using the same exact gear, because I figure, well, I'm going to be running Beyond most of the time because that feels the best to me, and Beyond doesn't really spawn white monsters, so the Bisco's doesn't really do much, and Beyond drops a lot more loot than regular white monsters. So that was my reasoning there. So it felt good. And then 72 maps, so at 734 total chows value, you're looking at about 10C per map, not too shabby, right? And the reason I kept the maps, like the actual map value in there, is because I do sell maps. As of the time of this recording, I am able, I don't know if it's streamer advantage or what, but I'm able to sell Toxic Sewers for 4 to 5C easily, extremely easily, 10 20 sets at a time. So you have to count the map drops in there. It's a great way to make a little bit of money. Sometimes you average at least, like, I don't know, somewhere from like 2 to 4 maps per map, so you're always getting your return in terms of, like, you're not going to run out of maps even if you sell maps, so that makes sense. So that's why I included maps in there. So you run them beyond 734 out of 72 maps. 72 maps doesn't take that long to complete if you're being kind of efficient. So at the time of this, it's 7 exalts for running 72 maps. Great. Okay, next, the whale only. So pretty similar chows numbers here. The thing I have to say about whale only is that it's just like a double roll, right? Because you first have to filter for what you are not willing to do. So you re-roll it, scour out, and then boom, you hit it with a whale. Sometimes it goes to a different map, so you need to put some more maps into your pool. Well, for the testing purposes, you don't have to do that if you're just running. And then another thing is that the whale only one is it's good because if you get an unidentified one, which you do quite often, you can use that awesome sextant, and also unidentified gives you quantity and stuff like that when you put in the mat device, just naturally for being unidentified. The whale only, the issue with it is that it feels garbage. Like, holy shit, you put in a whale map, and if you were running Beyond before, you feel like molasses. You're like the dream when you're being chased by something, you're trying to like run and you can't get away because like you're really slow. That's what it feels like running whale only maps with no Beyond. Obviously some of these whaled maps will have Beyond on them, right? Like maybe like 3 or 4 out of every set or whatever, but that's neither here nor there. So it feels awful. So although the chows value is comparable to the Beyond, it is not as fun, number one, and it is slower. It is much slower because if you're Inspired Learning, Headhunter, Xerpes, what have you. I'm not using a Xerpes once again. I'm only using a Headhunter. You're just gonna, oh man, it is not fun to me. I will never do this ever again with a whale only. Okay, it's just not something I don't want to play the game like that. Okay, it feels bad. And then but if you're like, if you don't want to do Beyond, or like for whatever reason the map you're doing, let's say like it's just so spread out for not Beyond. I mean, whale's okay in terms of the absolute like value of currency per map, but you gotta take these other things into consideration. Okay, and then this one was pretty juicy, like Beyond and whale. Now there's as you can see, the 721 chows value, it's, how do I say this, it's comparable, but the caveat I need to mention is that whale ores, maybe I could just like bring this up on screen. Hold on, where's my Chrome browser? I can't find it. Hold on, it's right here. Path of Exile trade. Wait, where's my hotkey? Here we go. Okay, if we go here, item exchange, and we go whale, and then we can put both like chows and exalts, right? So like 1-to-1 for the chows, looking pretty good there. And then for the exalts, let me just take away the chows so you guys can see this easier. Right here, and then boom. Oh wait, this is really small. Hold on, sorry about that, guys. Still a little bit sleepy. Okay, so as you can see, like yesterday and the day before, it might be because of the weekend or something, but yesterday and the day before, like a 110, 120, you get your whales. Currently, I have banked up. I hope I have like close to 10,000 whales, but I am expecting this to go down. If you scroll down here though, like depending on the day, you can see like what's happening to the whales, right? Stock is like not that crazy right now. Like I have. I don't have that much liquid exalts, but I could like buy some, like imagine like a few of your friends just like buy up all the whales right now. They instantly drop like 10C, right? Like if you think about it that way per exalt. So I expect the whales to go down unless there's some crazy stuff happening with delves. In previous league, whales, you know, go down quite quickly. And then so the reason I bring this up is because if I expect that to happen with the whales, then this becomes worse and worse, right? Because this 568 that I subtracted from the absolute value of chows that I made is because I valued whales at 1C. Now let's say that they go to 2C, then what's going to happen is this becomes much worse, right? So if whales are 1 to 1C, you're safe. You can do whatever you want, man. But if whales if whales become increased in value comparative to chows or exalts, then you're a little bit iffy, right? So I'll be very cautious about doing beyond and whales unless you got a bunch of money and you don't care. And I mean, once again, even if the whales increase, you're still making a profit from what you spent, and of course from the mapping itself. And you know, because the whale and beyond have the most potential for biggest quant returns, like in a small window, like you get lucky, get a few exalts, get a big item, you know. If you're like that kind of person, then you can do this. It's fine. Just keep an eye out on the price of whales. I recommend everyone like stock up on. I've been stocking up on whales since I think like maybe like 6 or 7 days into the league. I've been trying to get as many as I can, because there was a time when you could get them for like 120, 130 for each exalt, and I mean right now like a realized profit of like, you know, 30 whales, 30 chows per exalt. So but anyways, that's not the point of this video. So overall, Magic Find with this, it's pretty safe. All the numbers look pretty even right now. You can, for me at least, for the kind of content I like to run, the way I like to make money, not including trading strategies, is you have the freedom to do whatever you want. Don't feel like you're losing out because you're doing one thing or the other. Most importantly, see what feels the best to you, and hopefully you're having a lot of fun in the game as I am, and a lot of other people that I know, like in my guild and in the chat, they're having a bunch of fun. I really like this league, and yeah, all right, that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, you can ask down below. Stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/cutedog_. You can see me there, and I gotta go. So bye, thank you.